Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans. I had a plan. I had a plan to make 2 videos. One for my clients who need, there's our lovely neighborhood train. One for my clients who need something a little bit more like release work. I used to have a Hungarian teacher. Whenever someone sneezed, oh, Winnipeg people, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Whenever someone sneezed, she would say, yes, thank you. I feel like the train is validating me. Yes. So I had, some people need more release work. You know who you are. I mean, we all need release work, but I know some of you really wanted to move and flow. So I intended to make 2 videos. I'm out of time. I have to leave in like 15 minutes. And I'm about to have a long flight, so I want to flow. But I also have a shoulder injury. I have a strained rotator cuff, so I'm going to be taking it kind of easy and bearing in mind a lot of you with kind of neck tension and upper back issues. So that's what I'm keeping in mind in this flow. You will want a towel, not small studio towels. You will want a bath towel. And I'm going to actually try to simulate that with my imagination because that's what I've got right now. So please forgive my kind of scrappy video. As I said, I'm, plans don't always work out, and I actually kind of trust that myself. I think you need to hear from me when I'm coming from my most authentic place, which is right here. That's when I'm best. That's when I think we're all best. So I'm gonna be really careful to keep this to about 10 minutes, both because that's all I've got, and because many mornings that's all you'll have. And look, my body needs to be in 90-90. 90-90 is a really good position for you. This isn't a perfect 90-90, so I'm gonna fix it a little bit. 90 degrees with my right femur, 90 degrees with my left femur. This is a wonderful stretch for your obturator internus, which is one of your most profound pelvic floor muscles. Profound in the sense that it's deep, but also really impactful. As you can see, my left hip is tight, so I'm kind of just rolling it forward and back. Great way to start the day because it's gonna release, hip stuff and even lower back stuff if you have that. The easiest way to change sides and a great mobility test is just to rotate both knees towards the ceiling, which as you can see I'm having trouble because my left hip is tight, and find yourself all the way over to the other side. Ooh, that feels so good. That feels so good. Probably slightly out of camera, but you get the idea. 90 degrees with the front hip, 90 degrees with the back hip, and back and forth a couple of times. I have a couple of crazy friends who do this with their butts off the floor. You don't need to do that. That's crazy. And you will travel a little bit like I'm doing. But it's also, there are so many nice things stretching in there. The adductors, the obturator internus, even the QL a little bit in the lower back, and then coming onto the back, because that's often how we want to start our day. If I'm going to be a real stickler, let's come down sideways because it's better for all of us. And rolling onto the back. For those of you with neck tension, please make a good ramp out of your towel so you're not too low, and so that it's truly a ramp. So it's not just your head that's elevated, but kind of from your upper ribs. And again, breath practices, super, super important. For a couple of you today, I'm going to throw in a diaphragm release. I cannot talk during a real diaphragm release, so I'll describe it quickly and then I'll show you one side at a time. The diaphragm's, an umbrella kind of shaped muscle, so it goes all the way around. Sides, back, front. And it's really important to release it because most of us become really like chest breathers, these are just accessory breathing muscles. When we breathe in our chest, it's because of sitting too much, it's because of bad posture. It causes like a cascade of other bad effects. Just as I said in my last video, faulty breathing patterns have a lot of terrible effects. But it's posture, it can be postural. So releasing your diaphragm really helps because then you can breathe low into your belly, which is where we should be breathing. Just as low as possible, using your actual muscle of respiration instead of these accessory muscles kind of in your neck and upper chest. So try to keep this area as quiet as possible as you do this release. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take these 4 fingers and you're gonna try to hook them under your bottom rib and just kind of palpate and kind of run your fingers along that rib as far as you can get. You might not be able to get very far. I'm pretty tight in my diaphragm because I talk so much. So it looks like this. Quiet here.
you're just gonna feel like a bunch of other things release when you do that. Ooh, very intense. Don't be afraid to go a little hard with this one. You can hold on pretty tight. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Honestly, I really should take the time to do that right now instead of making a video for you all, but I love you and I can probably do this on the floor of the airport. I would have no shame about that, and I urge you to try to embrace the same mindset. So my point being, sorry, I can ramble. I would spend a long time there. Set a timer, try to spend 2 to 3 minutes aside even. What I just did, ooh, I don't know if I can do this with my bachelor. Yeah, I can. Like 30 seconds is not gonna cut it. It's like having a taste of what it could be. Oof. But hopefully after you spend 2 to 3 minutes each side, you're just gonna feel like just this immense release of your lower back, of your ribcage, and you're gonna be able to breathe into your belly. So then we can breathe into the belly and activate on the exhale. The inhale is always a lovely release. Let your belly go, super important. And exhale, activate. And we're just gonna do a little pelvic clock here. If I'm in neutral, you can tell where neutral is if you extend your legs. Again, my hip bones and my pubic bones are parallel to the ground. Most of us end up here. Try to mirror, grab a friend. If you're not sure, you probably end up here. Letting your tailbone be really heavy. And try that, of course, with your 2 bent legs, but sometimes that takes a little bit of force. And my towel isn't big enough because I can feel my ribs are popping. And just a little exhale into flexion. And inhale, extension. Exhale, flexion. Inhale, extension. Just rocking back and forth on my sacrum. And then I'm going to roll right up into a bridge. Good. In my bridge, I'm very active with my feet. I'm using my feet to pull my body this way. Really active here. So I really feel the backs of my legs and my tush. Peeling down. I'm going to do that 4 more times. Really feeling like I have roller skates on and I'm trying to pull my roller skates to my butt. There's like a nice neck stretch at the top of a bridge if you're really trying to stay soft with your neck and your accessory breathing muscles. We're going to go ahead and go onto our side here. So for clams today, let's reach the knees back. I think I've done it this way before. So my waist is lifted, and I'm just lifting and lowering my knee 10 times, because these are, again, because I'm about to sit for a bit, really important for the glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the leg nice and long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's great if you have a water bottle nearby. I would definitely add some like arms. I don't have a water bottle, but if you have one, you can go ahead and lift and lower your arm 10 times. Even if you don't have one, this motion is nice for your shoulder blade to kind of find that glide. And then we'll do the other side. 10 clams. And 10 side leg kicks. And 10 side arms. Ideally with like a water bottle of wine maybe. Nothing more than 5 pounds. And we'll come onto your back for a quick piriformis stretch. Another lovely stretch for you release work, folks. Actually, I think this video will work for everyone. Whew. So you can see this is my preferred go-to with hands because I have a little bit of like probably a labral tear on my right from my dancing days. I don't like to let the knee come too high because I have a pinching sensation. The pinching sensation is the red flag, and little labral tear is pretty common. So if you have a pinch, no need to freak out. You don't want to feel it. So I like to push the knee away from me, which gives me a better stretch. And I'm just keeping this leg stable here, and maybe a little bit of gentle rocking, because that's always nice. Other side. Woo! Tight on that side today. Wow. This is a really good everyday stretch. So I hope you can all do this video every day because it's hopefully short enough. I'm going to finish with just a little quadruped series. So on all fours, if your wrists are vulnerable, you can definitely do this on elbows. I like this today because of my kind of shoulder fragility here. Just scapular glides, back, forth, back, forth. This is fine on hands too. Just to find all of those small muscles around your shoulders, your rotator cuff, your lats, your serratus, your rhomboid. Think of there being 3 stops. So back, middle, and forward. And then middle is where we want to live. My arm is cramping a little bit. And then keeping everything really stable, we'll take one hand across the chest. And feel what activates there. Lots of core. The other hand across your chest. And if you want an additional challenge, you can float the knees. I'm not going to. And let's go ahead and just do a couple of cat-cows because it's just so good for your back. It's not challenging, but it is really good for your back and for a lot of different systems in your body, because mobilizing your spine is good for your nervous system, for your immune system, for a limb, for cardiovascular system. That's why we do these somatic modalities, right? To move the fluid up and down our spine. And we're gonna do some mini kind of push-up, I think, here. Easiest version here is, well, relatively speaking, is straight down and straight up. Elbows pointing directly to my knees. We don't want them to go right here. Down and up. If you want the harder version, you can reach the legs out. Keep them small though, focusing on stability. That's what I think I'm gonna go with today. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going back to my quadruped. Actually, here's another nice compromise. 7. Just because I'm feeling it in my shoulder. 8. And I don't anymore. 9. And 10. And finishing up with just a little bit of eagle arms here. So stacking your elbows. Really great stretch for everyone. Even with my strained rotator cuff, this one feels good. Gliding a little bit up and down. Ooh, that's a little bit intense, but okay. And up. Wow. There you have it. I hope you enjoy it. Very short and sweet. Just a little tune up until I see you all again soon.